Hello.
Will be under our eighth caution of the night. Let's see if we can't get a little glimpse of what happened there. It's like we got the 10 of Jonathan Aropolo. Comes into the corner and it just sails on him.
It just sails. Got
Yeah,
loose and unfortunately collected a few more.
yeah, I think he got the 13 of William Roberts was the one that hit him as he was going sideways there and was able to just only keep it to those two guys.
Looks like they were both able to collect their trucks though and get back going. So that's a good sign.
It is a good sign, and I'll tell you what, we're getting down to crunch time here. The lucky dogs that you're going to see coming around. These are guys that are 4 laps down now, so that they'll be 3 laps down. We're going to have 4 guys on the lead lap. As long as the 13 of William Roberts is able to get his damage fixed, because he was one of those guys. He was marked fourth when that incident just happened. So we'll see if he could get it fixed up in time before going a lap down. And this is gonna be interesting. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's these last 15 laps are gonna be interesting.
And it looks like they're waiting for the pace car. Okay, there we go. Waiting for the pace car to grab the field. That's why you've seen everybody stop on the front straightaway. They weren't, out there signing autographs. They're waiting for the pace car to come and collect the field, and now they'll continue their pace laps. I'll tell you what. I like the 99, Michael, and I think he's out of everybody in this race, he's been up there the longest. He knows what he's got to do to lead, and he's with 18 to go. You heard it here first. My pick, and I'm always usually 98% wrong, so I apologize, John, but you're getting my pick tonight. John Kaya is who I got to win this thing.
With 13, yeah, roughly 13. Well, sorry, 17 to go. It's hard for me to say that the 28 truck was really strong on the inside there. With him being the leader, if he gets a good start here, if he takes that preferred line, it's hard to say the outcome here.
Yeah, I mean we are just gonna have to wait and see. It's one of those things. We are gonna have about I want to say probably 15 to go when we get back under this thing.
Yeah, it would be about 15,
15.
15 to go, maybe 16.
Yeah, it looks like
Looks
they're
like they're
actually.
coming to one to go here. So yeah, we'll be looking about 15 to go when they take the green here. So the question is at this point in time, what are you thinking as a driver?
I'll tell you what. I mean, if I'm these 3 guys up front here, I just want to keep the truck clean. I mean, you're guaranteed a top 5 finish. Now, do I want to go for the win? Sure as heck I do. But I don't want to get tangled up in either create a mess or get tangled up in someone else's mess. But I mean, we're gonna get that question answered as the 99 gets a big power move coming out of the corner. John Kaya back in the lead, and he's got the 13 of William Roberts,
He's
who
going to
is
follow him right through.
he's gonna follow him through. He taps the wall ever so slightly, shouldn't really slow him down. But I'll tell you what, these two are gonna. I think this is gonna be the battle we're gonna want to keep an eye on here for the rest of the race. And it's can the 13 catch the 99, because we've seen him put a good gap on before, and I mean he's already out to a half-second lead with 14 laps to go.
Yeah, and you saw the 46 of Andrew Hefner be able to take advantage of that and squeeze his way up into the third position, just running, the high line and then scooting down to the bottom and pulling up in front on the exit. The
Right.
99's got a good jump here, but that 46 truck looks like he's making up some ground.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the 40, I think if anybody's going to get up there and give John Kaya a run for his money, I think it is going to be the 46 Andrew Hefner. I mean, he's running an incredible race. As far as the 28 of Jorge Rincon, last car on the lead lap, he's back about 2.2, 2.3 seconds. So he's probably not going to be a factor if this thing stays green. But I mean, John, he just continues to separate. Gaining about a tenth of a second every lap on these guys. And if these guys get into a battle for second, I mean, I think it's going to be lights out for John Kay because he's just going to pull right away from them.
Yeah, the battle there for side by side is just going to allow him to just pull away. And, as a leader, that's what you want to see going on behind you. It just, then you can just focus your eyes forward and not worry about what's going on behind you, especially with 8 laps to go, coming to 7. You know, he's comfortably riding up front right now. He's just going to want to maintain that preferred line no matter what happens if somebody gets there. If he can hold that line, he should be able to hold the lead. I don't think you're going to see anybody get a good enough run off the bottom, especially, this early in a run on tires, 20 laps in on a set of tires. The wear isn't that going to be that huge of a difference if somebody saves them. And I don't think anybody's been saving them the last few laps here with this few to go as it is.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. As John Kay has been able to get this lead to a little bit over a second with those guys, Roberts and Hefner battling for second. He's been able to stretch that out as we've got, we're down to 5 laps to go. Barring a caution, I think, we're going to be talking to the 99 in victory lane tonight. But I'll tell you what, Andrew Hefner and William Roberts, they're going to battle it out for sure. And I mean, why not?
Yeah, I mean the battle right now is for the second position. Uh, you know, every position you get is going to be an extra point or a couple points. That's gonna move you forward. That might get you what you need later in the season. I mean, that's 3 points now could turn into a huge difference later on.
Right. And I mean, as you see, he was able to get around William Roberts and kind of just separate himself from there. As there it is. That's your gap. A second and a half, 2 to go. The 99 on cruise control as he will come out of turns 3 and 4, and he will take the Smart Way Remodeling and More LLC white flag. 1 lap to go for John Kaya here at Bristol Motor Speedway, the race we all wanted. These guys were banging it up all night long, Michael, and John will come out of turn number 4, and he will win the UNOH 200 here at Bristol with Andrew Hefner and William Roberts rounding out your top 3.
Yeah, what a race! What a race! Action packed, a lot of excitement, hard to keep up with, and that's always it. Definitely, these guys. It was 125 laps. It seemed like it went by really fast, but I'm sure to some of these guys it seemed like forever tonight. It just when you're in the heat of the moment, it trying to get everything you can get, time just kind of stands still sometimes. So
Yeah, and I mean, guys that didn't finish, this is going to be a race they're going to want to forget, obviously. For John Kaya, as we watch him burn it down on the front stretch of race, he's gonna remember probably for most of the season as the one who was, let's call him the last man standing here at the last great Coliseum. I mean, he ends with a pretty clean truck, and he just ran a good race. He was involved, in an incident earlier in the race, and that's what's so impressive is that he was able to be involved in that race, hang tough. That green flag strategy where he elected to stay out, put everybody a lap down, and then ended up, hats off to him, really. I mean, I can't wait to talk to him post race here, and just see what the strategy was, how he was able to overcome that early incident, and just excited to get to chat with him, and we will grab our top 3. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we return, we will talk to your podium finishers 1st through 3rd. You're watching the 3 Wide Racing Network here on Evolution Racing Network. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway. The UNOH 200 has concluded here. And Michael, a great race. We've seen, a lot of action. Obviously, I don't think there's many guys that are leaving here with a clean truck. And you know what? Let's jump right into it. Let's go ahead and bring in our third place finisher, the 13 of William Roberts.
It's been the caution before, so I was like,
Hey, William, this is Steve and Michael up in the ERM booth. You got a copy?
yeah, guys, how are y'all?
Hey, we're doing not too bad. I'll tell you what, we had a action-packed race. Kind of the race, I guess you would say you would expect at Bristol. Everybody's kind of banged up after this one, that's for sure. Walk us through that race and just tell us what you've seen from behind the driver's seat.
Yeah, from my view, well, I think it was the 88. He was really, really, really fast. First things first, but I'll give him credit for that. But yeah, it seemed like we could get the top 6 or 7 were pretty close together, and I think I started the green flag stops to just trying to get some tires, do something different. And that kind of once that happened and we didn't get to cycle through, it kind of made it a little confusing to really know who was who. And then it, like you guys saw, it started to get a little choppy there in the middle. It was kind of trying to make it to the end, survival mode. But yeah, it was a good time though. I mean, I feel like everybody was pretty respectful for the most part, so that was nice.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you expected in a Bristol race, especially you get down towards the end. You can only have one winner. You got 15 guys going for it. Obviously, cautions are going to happen. Now, we switch gears next week. We do a little bit of that right turning thing over to Canadian Tire. Tell us, like, how do you prep go from Bristol to a road course?
Dude, I would say the only thing you can do is just run laps, man. To me, the, the road course will probably be easier for me personally. But just kind of a little too aggressive sometimes for Bristol when I get myself in trouble. But yeah, what I do, I just go out and try to run laps. Don't care about lap time and just really learn the track. And yeah, it's definitely tough though. Should be interesting, that's for sure, especially with the truck.
Yeah, absolutely. A whole different beast next week. Well, William, before we let you go and go celebrate this third place finish, you want to give anybody a shout out?
Yeah, especially everybody who pitched in sponsoring. Thanks for you guys doing this, and also the other guys on the team, Matt, Ernie, and Nick. All those guys had a great race. So um, yeah, look forward to doing it next week.
All right, William, go enjoy that third place finish, and maybe we'll be able to talk to you next week at Canadian Tire.
Yeah, I hope so. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, man. All right, that was your third place finisher, William Roberts, and not many guys that finished on the lead lap. He was one of them, and he's able to grab a third place finish. And
I would
now,
definitely take a third. A race like Bristol, a third place would is almost like a win to me.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, you gotta take that as a win, and you know that's just how you got to look at it. And right now, we're gonna bring in. We got our own Michael Sheffield down trackside with Andrew Hefner.
Andrew, this is Michael up in the ERM booth. You got a copy?
Can y'all hear me?
I got you now, Andrew. How you doing? What a race tonight. What a race. So, cautions, pit stops, just what were you seeing inside the truck tonight, and what was your strategy, especially after seeing the first caution fly the way it did tonight?
Honestly, man, I was the first caution. Um, yeah, man, I'd practiced and I took the same setup from practice and put it right in, and I just locked it up going on lap 2 and just hit the wall, and they threw the caution. And after that, it was some hard racing going on up there. I'd like to thank the sponsors first and foremost: the Marzos Gears, JJR's, uh, Holland Services, Smartway Remodeling. Um, but aside from that, um, the race up front was tight. There was a few incidences where the field wasn't quite set right. I think I was sitting second, and they had me all the way back behind the lap cars. But they eventually got that worked out, and that's credits to the admins and the league in general.
Well,
Aside from that, the cautions, man, I felt honestly it was a pretty clean race once we got kind of going and separated there.
yeah, Bristol is a place that, it's a typical terminology of cautions, breed cautions. And when you get fresh tires, they're going to be green. The banking on this track, the heat isn't built up in the tires, the pressure isn't built up in the tires. But towards the end of the race there, we saw you make a good move for second, and we could see you charging towards the front. Now, looking at tonight, a second place is a great finish. Next week, Canadian Motorsports Park. How are you feeling towards the road race, and what are you thinking going into that race to prepare?
Well, yeah, I definitely I saved my quick repair tonight as long as I could, because I did get damaged from lap one, so I saved it as long as I could, as well as my tires. So pit strategy helped me out a lot tonight. If it wasn't for that, I can't quite say I'd honestly got a second place finish, just with being involved in two cautions. But that is Bristol. Um, Now moving on to Canadian Motorsports, to be totally honest with you guys, I'm not much of a road course racer, um, but it's part of the schedule and everybody's got to do it. Uh, so we'll just adapt and do the best we can.
Well, you had a great finish tonight. Second place to me, it's like I said, top five or better coming out of Bristol. Either it's a really good night or usually a really bad night for Bristol. But, anybody else you'd like to say thanks to or any sponsors?
Yeah, man, I'd like to say thanks to you guys as well for putting it on. And again, the that's the Evolution Racing Network. You can catch them on Facebook, YouTube, um, as well as Three Ride Racing. Again, DeMarzo's Gears, JJR's Furniture Services, and Smart Way Remodeling.
Well, I hope we get to talk to you once again in the booth. Thanks for the plug there. And like I said, what a great race tonight. And hopefully we get to talk to you pretty soon here up in the booth. And good luck preparing and good luck going into next week at Canadian Motorsports Park.
Yeah, man. Hopefully, I'll get to talk to y'all again there. Maybe I'll have something, an interview a little more prepared and laid out. I'm not quite used to the podium scene, to be honest with you.
It comes with times, buddy. It comes with time. You have a great night.
You as well, buddy.
All right, that was Michael Sheffield with your second place finisher, Andrew Hefner. And you know what? I know that everybody wants to hear from him because I know I do. And let's bring him on in. Hey, John Kaya, this is Steve up in the year end booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. What's up?
Well, John, I guess I want to say you were the last one standing. You had dang near the cleanest truck out there. You survived Bristol. You walk away with a win. What? Just walk us through that whole race. I mean, we seen you in an early incident, and just like the '88 and Nick Radar. I mean, he had a fast truck right out of the gate. Got caught up in an early caution. How were you able to bounce back from that and walk away with a win?
Yeah, good question. I think really what it came down to is during the long run, people started pitting. I stayed out, and the caution got thrown, which was good for me, I guess. But Nick and AJ, man, they're really fast, and I'm honored to race with those guys. They're very good. I feel bad if they had some bad luck there. But,
yeah, I mean that was a really. I'm glad you bring that up because I thought that was the turning point. You elect to stay out when everybody else was going under green flag stops, and I told Michael, I said if he gets a caution here, not only is he going to trap the whole field a lap down, he's going to be able to come in, get tires, and I mean this. At that point, that race was yours to lose.
So that was my plan. I mean, I really didn't think a caution was going to come out, but it did, and it ended up in my favor. I took tires, and I was like, all right, I got the whole field, 2 laps down. I got this in the bag, and then caution.